I made as high as $2 million a month as a kid in my 20s, but believe me when I say nobody was more surprised than me. So in this video, I'm gonna show you how to make money so fast it feels illegal and reach $100,000 a month. So the first thing we have to start with is value creation, where it has to feel like a fair exchange. And the best way to learn about this, in my personal opinion, is Alex Hormozi's book, $100 Million Offers. Now, I was already doing this for years without knowing it because I couldn't explain it. And that is part of teaching. And that's one of the reasons I admire Alex, because like he is a good teacher. But in his book, to break it down, he talks about offers and he breaks it down into 4 quadrants. So you have determined outcome, you have perceived likelihood of achievement, you have perceived time and then effort. The lower time and effort are, the closer to 0, right? The better. And the better the outcome and the higher the chance of achievement, the better. Okay. And so we're trying to create our offers in that way as much as possible. Now, by default, some offers will not have as high of a value exchange because it's not as good of an offer. And the reason it's not as good of an offer is because of that quadrant. So like a great example is that I liked is I had a fitness offer, online fitness. And no matter how good I make an online fitness offer, it's never going to be as good as getting plastic surgery or getting liposuction, right? Because liposuction, if you think about it, it's like determined outcome. You're gonna look great, right? Perceived likelihood of achievement, 100%. Happens instantly, guaranteed results. You know what I mean? Like no effort and sacrifice, you land on a table. If you think about a fitness offer though, it's like determined outcome, yes. Perceived likelihood of achievement, very low. Takes a lot of time, takes a lot of effort. And so by default, some offers will not hit this benchmark, but if you can find stuff that does, that's part of the key to creating wealth. So I'm gonna walk you through a few of my offers that have made me millions of dollars, so you guys can at least see how these fit in the quadrant. The first offer I ever sold was a fitness offer. So let's take you through that. So let's say the determined outcome is lose 20 pounds of fat. So lose 20 pounds of fat, perceived likelihood of achievement. Part of the way I was able to raise that is I said, how to eat whatever you want without sabotaging results, how to train however you want without sabotaging results. And so that increased the chance that they would achieve the likelihood of it, right? Time I couldn't really affect, and effort I couldn't really affect. So it was an okay offer and it made me pretty damn good money, but it was 2 out of 4 essentially, right? So you guys can kind of see that in practice. The next offer I had was a business offer for fitness trainers because I started having a lot of success. I was making millions of dollars. And so trainers started asking me how I was having success. So determined outcome was make, let's say 10 grand a month. Perceived likelihood of achievement was like 50-50. There wasn't much I could do on that. Time was a lot and effort was a lot. So because the determined outcome was so high, because so many people want to make a lot of money, it's great. But in terms of points out of that, 1 out of 4, right? So it could have been a lot better. Then I bought a portfolio company, which was, they help people day trade, right? And so we'll look at determined outcome, make a lot of money, okay? Perceived likelihood of achievement, pretty high because like they lose some of the trades, they win some, so pretty high. Time could be within a week, so that was way better. Effort, they just have to click buttons, essentially, or that's how most people think of day trading. So that offer actually has made me a lot more money in terms of profit since taking it on because it hit a lot of the boxes. The last offer I had was teaching people how to become closers. So how to become a closer and make 10K a month, right? Perceived likelihood of achievement, really hard. Time's long, effort's hard. So out of all those offers, you can see that the ones that have done the best for me typically either have a crazy high determined outcome, like people really, really want it, which overcomes some of the deficiencies, or all the quadrants across the board are equal. And so what that allows you to do is it allows you to create equal and fair value. And the better the value is, the more money people will pay you, right? And you can even be in an industry, let's say you're a trainer, I'll go back to like the examples I had, or you're a business consultant. If there's 10 other people, but you give the most value, you're the best one, people will pay you the most money. Simple. Like you don't want to compete on value. Being the cheapest is the dumbest. Being the most expensive is the smartest. And the reason I say that is when you can focus on how much value you give, you don't have to play, just trying to get clients 24/7. You don't have to try to just take anyone and everyone. You can literally figure out who is the best fit for your offer, show tons of value, and then charge a premium price, which is great because in the world of high ticket or in the world of business, when you're bootstrapping a business, building a business like from scratch with high ticket products is the best. And so what I've just walked you guys through is how to create good value equation. You can take any business through those quadrants, and then based on that, that will make it easier. Now that doesn't mean if you only have 1 out of 4 points, hypothetically, that you're not gonna make a lot of money. If you can make the value equation as advantageous as possible, that's where you can charge more money. And I'm telling you, like all the offers I sold, fitness was $3,200 for 4 months. Business consulting, I've sold everywhere from $5,000 to $200,000 a month, right? Or $2,000 for year, excuse me. The day trade offer is high as $25,000 a month, anywhere between, $5,000 to $25,000. But it's not a month, it's like for 3 months or 4 months commitment. The closer offer as high as $10,000, right? For 3 to 4 months. So when you can do that, what it allows you to do, and we'll get into in the next thing, is it allows you to really grow and scale businesses, and it kind of makes getting rich a cheat code, because most people are doing the Shark Tank model. They're going on, they're getting this pack of gum and they're trying to sell 1 million pieces of this gum. And ultimately that's a lot harder to do than if I just sell one. Let's hypothetically say this was like a tank. It's a lot easier, okay? The second thing, fast conversion cycle. There's people who've gotten better results than me on advertising, but I always had really good costs on advertising. So hypothetically what that means is for every dollar I spent, let's say I made 4. Okay, so if I spent $100, I made 400. If I spent 1,000, I made 4,000. If I spent 100,000, I made 400,000. And when you can learn how to spend $1 and make 2 or more, you're gonna be wealthy, essentially, right? And that's the part of what I learned. I would spend money on Facebook ads or YouTube ads or Instagram ads. X amount of customers will come in. So on average, I'll tell you an average scenario. Let's say I spent $1,000. I got $10 leads, so I had 100 leads at $10. I get 10 calls out of those 100 leads, so 10%. Usually the law of 10 is very relevant in business. So $1,000, you get 100 leads, right? You get 10 calls, right? So it's 10% almost every time, and then you close 1 deal. Okay, so that's pretty typical. And because of that, if I spent $1,000 and I sold a $3,000 program, I made $2,000 of profit. And I'd rinse and repeat that process. And that's part of the reason I did so well. So I wanna give you guys a couple businesses that I use as examples to illustrate this point. So the first one was a fitness business, right? That I was just telling you about. So the coach costs about $100 per client per month. So on average, I would actually have a full-time fitness coach or trainer that would come and train these clients that I gave to them for about $100 a month, okay? The next thing was, it was the cost of acquisition. So it would cost me about $500 on ads to get one of these customers. And then I would sell a $3,200 package for 4 months, and they would do at least $800 down. So let's say they paid in full. Ultimately, I would make about $2,600, give or take, of profit. That's part of the reason I was able to get rich so fast and make money so fast, is I was selling such high prices that anytime I got a client, I was making crazy amounts of profit. So that was a fitness business. Now, if you need help creating an offer where you can sell it at $1,500 plus, click the link down below to book a call, and you can talk with me or my team, and we'll try to implement that process for you. Now, moving into my coaching business, which was business consulting. The coach cost was $200 per client. It's because it's a little bit harder and there's a little bit more demand consulting, right, than there is like with a fitness offer. It's like business consulting, we'll call it. The CAC on average was about $2,500. So you have to spend a lot more money, but that's also partially because I charge a lot more. So your CAC on average is about 25%, or that's the goal, is to be 25% of the closing cost. And so I would sell $16,000 deals for 4 months. And let's say they could do 4K down minimum. So I was making, when it was all said and done, after the ads and after the coaching costs, minus, let's say, give or take 3,000, I was making $13,000 of profit, actually a little bit more, right? So again, because I'm getting a very high, fast cash conversion cycle for what I'm spending and what I'm making back, I'm making money a lot faster. And that's why it feels illegal, because instead of selling this piece of gum for $100, which just makes no sense to me, sell something at a high price where you need fewer clients, you need less people. And people say, well, Tanner, most people don't want to buy high priced stuff. Guess what? You only need 3 out of 100. 3 out of 100 people can make you crazy wealthy. Step number 3 was then getting partnership businesses, okay? So one of the business partnerships I have is with a guy named Kyle, we'll call him. And he's a great partner, has a great business, works really hard. He's everything you'd want in a partner. And really what I did is he became a portfolio company, right? So me and my team will help him. In exchange, we get a little equity, profit share, etc. On average, he sells 25K deals off $5 leads. He gets leads for $5. It's crazy. It actually upsets me because my leads are about 4 or 5 times more. Now, the CAC, I don't know. I don't know what his actual CAC is, but usually the goal in all these businesses is you want 2x times the CAC plus the COGS, okay? So the CAC is cost of acquisition. COGS is cost of goods sold, and that needs to equal your 30-day cash collected. So in this case, let's say we had 2 coaches that cost $5K a month, and that's my cost of goods sold, right? So that's like my COGS, okay? And then the CAC, well, let's say was 5,000 too. So you got 20,000 plus 10,000, right? Because you're timesing that. And then you need to collect at least 30K, right? So we're way above that. I mean, we are way above that. It's not even close. All these examples I gave you is a fast cash conversion cycle, and partially it's because we are charging such a high price point that it takes such little money to acquire a customer at that price point. And the thing is like, if you don't know how to do this, you need to learn how to create an offer in a way where you can sell it at a high price point, because it's very easy to do once you've actually created it. Then you want to then use businesses that carry multiples. Think of service versus tech. So I start off in the service industry. Now, the reason starting off in the service industry is easier is you just need a cell phone like this, okay? You can use a computer, you can use it online. You don't have to build anything relatively, like giving someone fitness coaching, giving someone business coaching. You just tell them what to do, right? It's really simple. The downside of that is you don't get crazy multiples, right? And that's usually where you see people go in tech. And the reason for that is the name of the game in business is how to not lose customers. If you don't lose customers, you have much higher multiples and you are considered much more valuable. Think in business terms when you have a fitness client or you have a business client. When they finish the 4-month program, how many people usually leave? Like a good amount. Let's say like 30% leave every month or 20% leave every month. In tech, a lot of people don't leave. Like I've been using Uber, I don't know how long, like 5 years probably. School, I've been using it recently. This isn't to promote school or anything, I'm not affiliated, but like I'm probably not gonna stop paying them. When you have businesses like that, they become much more valuable because the name of the game is not to lose customers. Service businesses can grow much faster and quicker, and they're a little easier because you don't have to build anything usually, right? It's just information, it's just services, etc. The downside of that is it doesn't carry a lot of value. So something I've been doing is I've been trying to progress, and something you can do as well, is that you can start building businesses or getting into businesses that have higher multiples. The benefit too is they grow tax-free because you don't have to pay tax on what it's worth. So the way people actually become billionaires is it's not they actually have $1 billion of cash. It's on paper, right? And so let's say I have a tech company that's doing $1 million and has a 10x multiple, which is pretty typical. That means I'm worth $10 million and I don't have to pay tax on any of that, right? Because until it cashes out or I receive the cash, I don't have to do it. So that's the reason I bought 2 tech companies now. I've started a tech company, and now I think longer term on the business side, because it's easier to get rich and wealthy if you're not constantly trying to get new clients each and every month, which is part of the issue with service businesses. Is like you keep some clients long term, but for the most part, they come in, they get the service, they get the reward, and then they just go, oh, like I don't need you anymore, right? Versus a tech company or a technology company like Uber, Skype, Zoom, there's no way you're ever gonna stop paying them. And that's why they're so valuable. And so that's why I moved in more into the technology sector as I started making money and millions of dollars, because that's a longer game to play. So if you need help with any of that stuff, guys, you can click a call below. That's a 3-step formula to reach $100,000 so fast it feels illegal. I hope this was helpful. I'll see you guys in the next video.